Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome all to our presentation, our webinar of today. As I'm opening this webinar, there's still people joining. I'll also give a few seconds for the others to join. Hey, it's great to see so many of you showed an interest to our webinar that we're organizing today together with Optimizely. We've got over 40 enrollments for this webinar. So that demonstrates, I think, a great interest of, let's say, one of the newest integrations that Microsoft has launched for its customer data platform in this latest quarter. We'll deep dive into the integration, into the possibilities of Optimizely together with Customer Insights data, which gives you the opportunity to leverage your first-party data that you collect through Dynamics Customer Insights data, leveraging that towards your website for further personalizations on your website channel. Before we start, as I mentioned in the confirmation emails and in the final call email of this morning, please be aware that when you join this webinar, your name may be visible to the other website participants. If you want to avoid that, please manually copy paste the link that you received this morning from me and paste it into an incognito browser session so you can choose a random name to log in with. I hope we can make it an interactive webinar, so feel free to drop your questions here in the chat. Please then also know that when you drop your question or your comment in the chat, that this will also be visible to the other webinar participants together with your name. I think most of the people joined, so let's take off. Please also know that the webinar is recorded and we will distribute the recording after the webinar. Hey, who are here today in this webinar? I think most of the people that are logging in have already seen me before, have heard my story also already before. So I think it's wise to leave most of the stage today to the guys of Optimizely who are here with me. That's Olivier and that's Nuno, who both will take you around the opportunities of the platform of Optimizely. To give you a bit of a framework, what we will be doing in the next, let's say 50 to 60 minutes. We'll start with an intro on the both of us, so an intro on both Optimizely and InTouch. And after our both introductions, we'll deep dive into the applications themselves, starting with a demo of Customer Insights data. That probably also the most of you have seen before, so I'll really try to keep that short. Leveraging your first-party data with the opportunities of Customer Insights data and how we exchange the segments made in Customer Insights data on this first-party data enriched with intelligence, how we exchange that with a tool like Optimizely to then, let's say, further grasp it and utilize it for personalization in your website journey. Okay, guys, I'll give the floor to you, Olivier and Nuno. Don't know if you still want to add to me with a brief introductions of yourselves.
Sure. Thanks, Marijn. Hello, everybody. Good to see you all. Thanks for joining. My name is Olivier Kadijkes. I'm one of the account managers here at Optimizely. I support many of our clients across the continental Europe region. And I'm here to share a bit of context today before we go into the demo around Optimizely's proposition, what our personalization product entails, and how that relates to Microsoft CI. I'm here today with Nuno. Nuno, do you also want to say hi before we kick things off?
Definitely. Hello, nice to meet you, everyone. My name is Nuno Figueiredo, and I'm a senior solutions architect here at Optimizely. And my role is a little bit more technical than Olivier. So I'm here doing the demonstration, and any questions that you might have around how to integrate, how to set up things, I'm a go-to guy in that sense. Really nice meeting you, everyone.
Thanks. So before we get started, I'm conscious that many of you may already know Optimizely a little bit. I understood some of our customers also here today, which is great. Welcome to you as well. But there's probably also some of you that may have not really heard about Optimizely before. So really quickly, Optimizely is a software company. We offer a digital experience platform, in our case, Optimizely One, or as we like to call it, the world's first operating system for marketing. So our platform really supports the marketing organization from planning content, planning marketing campaigns, to actually creating and publishing those campaigns, storing the different assets, to delivering those experiences online on the website or on mobile apps. But of course, all that creation of a great experience is all good and well, but it needs to be continuously optimized. And that's why our platform will also include many capabilities to personalize the experiences and content, but also test and constantly learn what works to be able to continuously improve and analyze as you go along. So this is that loop that you see on the left-hand side, all the different elements of our platform that we support, and on the right, of course, some of our customers. Specifically today, we're not going to cover all of these different products we offer. Marijn, if you will go to the next slide. What we're focused on is our personalization proposition and how that relates to Microsoft. So our personalization products will allow you, with a lot of ease of use, to personalize the experience for the different groups of users or visitors that you have across your websites. So you can actually leverage those data or segments from customer insights, bring them into Optimizely, and start easily changing, tweaking small bits and pieces of your experience, so that you can optimize for outcomes. So before we actually show what that looks like, I wanted to give a quick example that also is very dear to our heart, as it's a bit of history on how we started at Optimizely. Why is personalization important at all? Marijn, would you go to the next slide, please? So Optimizely was actually founded in 1994, but one of the first real big use cases or organizations we supported with our efforts around personalization was actually the Obama presidential campaign back in 2008. This was a customer of ours that came to us, and we worked together to find out how can we maximize on the website where people come and donate. So it's obviously a very recognizable campaign to us all. Maybe some of you are still in the spirits of the presidential election. I know it's already a few years ago. The site is also a bit outdated that you see here. Forgive us, that's over 15 years ago. But you see here 5 different call to actions. A call to action to get people to donate, contribute to the campaign, and hopefully get Obama over the line to win the presidential race. So ask yourself, what call to action would you put in as the marketing team of the campaign here? Donate now, why donate, contribute? And the answer, I'll have it on the next slide. So Marijn, if you go to the next one, the answer is, it really depends. So there is not one clear winner of this call to action. We see, for example, when we did this experiment, we see that for unregistered users, so the people that are anonymous users, anonymous visitors to the website, the donate and get a gift call to action was the winner. It outperformed the baseline by 15%. But for those visitors that actually had an account, so they created an account on the website already to register themselves on the campaign website, the please donate call to action saw an improvement of over 27%. So that was the best call to action for that group of users. And then for returning donors, meaning the users that had already donated before, we actually saw that the contribute call to action was the best resonating way to get people to donate. So this really shows how personalization can come into play and how a very small difference can make a huge impact on key outcomes. Now, for you, your conversion rate may not be a donation. It may be a sale. Maybe it's a registration for an event or for a webinar or for an email list. But it shows how a small difference in copy can go a long way, depending on which user group you're talking to. So if you go to the next slide, please, Marijn. So what we're going to show today is a bit of a taste of our solution and how we can make that process easy and how we can enable you to also drive personalization on the website. And here are a couple of reasons why people and our customers love our product. And that's one, of course, who doesn't love better conversion rates? Obviously, with the tools we provide for our customers, you can test and find ways to personalize and increase those conversion rates, but you're also helped with some tools rooted in AI, such as our contextual multi-armed bandits feature. It's a very big mouthful, but Nuno is going to show a little bit what that means and how you can use AI to drive almost automatic personalization in some areas. Now, secondly, this is really designed as a no-code solution. It uses a visual editor, so you see a visual representation of your website, and it's really designed from the ground up for marketing users, the non-developer, non-technical type users. But of course, if you have a great complex idea that you want to test, feel free to bring in your developers. We also have a code editor, so we're also able to support developers with some more complex changes if you wanted to explore those as well. And then last, obviously, performance on any website is incredibly important. The installation of Optimizely is incredibly simple, but the impact on latency and performance and things like flickering, we keep to an absolute minimal via the implementation options we offer. So this is what I wanted to share. We're going to have a look at how you can apply personalization with Optimizely and how you could potentially use your segments from CI data from Microsoft. So I'd love to hand it over to Nuno, who can give us a taste of that solution.
Definitely. Thank you for that introduction. I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen. And hopefully everyone can see it now, can see my fabulous fashion website that I've prepared here to the demonstration. So in this particular use case, I'm going to be pretending I'm a first-time user on the website. I'm going to see different things, and we are going to see live personalization happening directly from here. Then I'm also going to talk a little bit about how you can customize this using no-code options like Oliver was talking about, leveraging AI, and also the segments coming in from customer insights. So just some of the things that I'll be showing. So let's get started. At this moment, I'm a regular user here on the page. You can see me scroll up and down the website. This is a fashion website, so actually I might be interested in going in through some of the sections. Let's say I want to come here and see some shoes, and I can go ahead and just see the offer here. Let's say that I'm interested in these ones, the Robert sneaker shoes. I can take a look. Immediately we can start collecting this information and start, for example, provide related options, related products that we want to position in order to customize and personalize a little bit the journey of this user. So I can jump into different articles directly from here, and you see, as more information we are collecting, the more we can start personalizing, and you can also start providing new recommendations of new products that might relate with the ones that we've saw before. This is kind of a product recommendation feature that we can provide you with for the personalization. We can also do the same with content and so on. Now, I've shown you a little bit of this part. If I go back here into the shoes, you can already see some of the articles that I've already seen. So starting light here with some personalization and some customization with the viewed articles before. And if I go back to the homepage, you can see that if I scroll up and down, I already have here some interests regarding some shoes. So I can also go and visit that directly from here. Again, I can go and check a little bit more the different offers and have a little bit more insights on what I might be interesting to purchase, for example, a jacket. And as I'm doing this, I'm getting different levels of personalization. In this case here, the system immediately detected that I'm kind of interested in this brand, so it's providing me with new offers and new promotions that might be relevant for me at this time, as well as the recommendations that I was telling you about before are adjusting to my needs. And of course, we can also adjust features in the homepage, giving you new campaigns, new promotions, all based in this information. Now, when you get more in depth, when it comes to leveraging those segments, that information, you can start creating more insightful and personalized experiences. And how you do all of that, you can start creating that directly from the Optimizely interface, as you are seeing right here. So right now I'm on the visual editor of Optimizely, where you can see here the campaign that I've created for this particular promotion. So in this case, I kind of personalize a little bit the experience, saying, well, if users go and check a specific brand a certain number of times, in this case I've defined as 3 times, then when they land back on the homepage, we are going to provide them with a promotion code, and you can define that directly from here. I'm going to show you a little bit on how you can customize these features on the homepage, how you can add all of this good stuff. Just before I do so, a little bit of an overview on Optimizely and what you can do. So this is the general interface of the Optimizely personalization, and here you can see all the different optimizations that I'm doing at the moment. So you can see here that I'm running a lot of different personalization campaigns, and I'm going to show you exactly what that entails. But you can do A/B tests, you can do multivariant tests, you can do multi-arm bandits, which is kind of a more fancy A/B test approach, which I'm also going to cover in just a second. Then you can define your audiences, and this is where you can start bringing in audiences from Microsoft Customer Insights. And you can see here some of those audiences that might be interesting. For example, app users, people that are eligible for special promotions. So Microsoft can collect all of this data, and then we can use this data to start providing that personalization. If I get back here into optimizations, I actually can go and show you the one that we were on before. If I go back here into experiences, you can see that this one for the homepage entails different experiences. So what I'm doing basically here is, depending on what kind of segments someone is inserted, I'm going to provide them with a different personalized experience. So for example, someone that is interested in a specific brand, someone that viewed a product and a category, or a frequent visitor without an email. This is also information that you can collect and use. But if we want to, for example, use some of those audiences and segments from CI, I can create a new experience directly from here. And you can see here all of those audiences that I've shown you before, and you can start creating an experience based on this. So for example, the one that I was telling you about, someone that is eligible for special promotions, I can add that right here. I can give it a name, and I can also define how I want my traffic to be allocated to this personalization campaign. So it's a personalization campaign, and obviously we want to deliver a specific content, a specific feature for this variation. But we also typically leave a percentage of holdback on the original version. This is just because within Optimizely we use something called sequential testing, and this is going to be very helpful to analyze all the results, not only from your A/B tests, but also from your personalization campaigns. Of course, this, as you can see, is completely customizable, so you can actually define exactly what is the percentage that you want for all your different variations. So you can put 0% on the holdback. Typically 5, it's a good number. So if you detect some issues, if you want to roll back your feature, you can just come here quickly and do all of that configuration. And then I can add multiple variations. And you can see, as I add these new variations, the traffic is being equally split amongst these variations. This is because I'm using a manual allocation of traffic. But this is where AI can start to get interesting, and you can start customizing how you want to deliver this content. So the manual you already saw. I'm just defining here exactly what is the percentage that I want to include. Then we have the multi-arm bandits, which I talked about before. And in this part, the multi-arm bandits, what it does, it allows it to automatically leverage traffic to the variation that's performing most optimal. So if you are running a short-term campaign and you want to convert as much as possible, then you would use something like a multi-arm bandit. But then where Optimizely really takes it to the next level is with something called contextual multi-arm bandits, where actually what we are doing here is not only optimizing for that primary metric that you want to increase conversions, but also taking in consideration any contextual information that you have from your users. So you can include here attributes. Those attributes can be custom attributes that you define in CI, for example, and use that to define exactly what is the context for this particular personalization. And then we have something like Stats Accelerator, again, another AI algorithm. In this case, what we are doing is delivering traffic to the variation that differs mostly from baseline in order to increase the speed on how you reach statistical significance. In a nutshell, just to be simple, it will be able to deliver results faster using this variation. So here's some different AI capabilities for you to better achieve your goals for personalization. If I quickly come here into this part, again, you can see here all the different variations that I've created. I can just go ahead and add multiple variations. And of course, you can be way more creative than I am, giving it names and exactly what those variations entail. And if I quickly jump here into one of these variations, this was exactly the one that we saw before on our example. So I can, for example, come here and easily change the information here for this promotion banner. I can say that, for example, giving the time, I can call it the code Black Friday and immediately have that associated with our new promotion. But this is a visual editor, so we can do so much more than that. You can see as I'm going around the page, you can see me selecting the different elements that you see present right here. So I can, for example, grab this copy. You see here the selector that is identifying these specific elements. You can see all the HTML, which in this case is just text, but you can go and expand this information. And I can, for example, generate a new copy directly from here using AI as well. This might be really interesting for you, for example, if you want to quickly create new variations or just to ideate on things that you want to deliver, you can come and use Optimizely AI just to deliver this new copy. And I can just simply use it directly from here. I can give my feedback. So with time, it will adjust according to the information that you are feeding into him. This is an example on how you can start leveraging AI in the visual editor. But of course, you can do something much more simple. I can just go ahead and hide stuff, remove things from the page. If I want to change all this text, I can just change all of it directly from here, revert it so it looks nice as it was before. I can rearrange the position of elements. In this case, I'm showing you here this copy, but I can select the whole hero banner and move it around the page. I can move this promotion up and down wherever I see fit for a particular use case. And then, of course, everything that you would expect from a visual editor, we can kind of cater for that. Changing typography, the background of the elements, the border, applying specific CSS to elements directly from here. You can also deliver that. And for those more complex use cases, we also provide you with a code editor that you can use directly from here. So you can really expand on those capabilities. And then we already have a library of pre-created elements. We call those extensions or templates. And you can use those extensions to really start delivering new features and new elements for your personalization campaigns. In this case, I've shown you this example right here, which is fully customizable as you saw before. But let's say, for example, that I want to include a new sliding cart. You can see here, you can also customize all of this information. We will also give you access to all of the backend of this element, so you can change it and tweak it as much as you want. But for the non-technical user, it's really quite simple to start leveraging these elements from the get-go. Another one is, for example, an exit intent pop-up, which might be interesting, for example, if you want to keep users on the page. In this case, as soon as I leave the page, don't go yet, stick around and buy some stuff. Again, this is just a template, an example on how you can start leveraging all of this. Now, it's really interesting when we are creating these experiences, these personalization campaigns. Probably the most important thing is actually what is the data that we get out of it? How we can understand if the things that we are doing actually are delivering results, and what are those results. So for example, if you are conducting an A/B test, an experience, you will get a results page directly from Optimizely, which obviously you can export to all sorts of different tools out of the box. We'll also give you APIs, all of that good stuff, so you can completely manipulate the data as best fits you. But we also give you this results page. And this results page is really interesting because allows you to have a really understanding whether your tests are coming into fruition or not. In this case, you can see here that we had an experiment on the website and we were testing, well, it's called an abandoned cart experiment, and we were testing different metrics like add to cart, click the checkout function, completed the purchase, and overall revenue. So we were creating an experiment that actually went down the funnel. You can see here for each of the metrics that we were tracking for the different variations, actually what is the improvement when we compare it to the baseline or to the original version, the one that we've left a little bit of traffic, so we make sure that we drive results out of this experience. And you can see for all of the metrics, down from the primary metric, which in this case was the add to cart button on that product, up until all the other metrics, including overall revenue, what is the uplift with the different variations that you've created. In this case, this experiment is amazing. Everything had a huge uplift. Not all experiences are like that, but all experiences allows you to take insights and gain information about what you are delivering. And this is really the power of having all of this data in the palm of your hands. And of course, for the personalization campaigns, if you deliver or if you left a little bit of traffic within your baseline or your original variation, you kind of also want to see if what we are delivering actually has an uplift or is actually delivering users or making users drop on the page. So we also give you all of that data to make sure that the personalization campaigns that you are delivering also are well planned and you are delivering the right things at the right time. So this is a little bit of an overview on Optimizely, how you can start creating these personalization capabilities. Of course, we can do so much more when it comes to collaborating features, on how you can manage all these campaigns and so on. But I think this is the first step in order to understand how you can leverage a solution like Optimizely in pair with customer insights to really take it to the next level when it comes to personalization. This being said, Oliver, I give the word back to you.
Thanks, Nuno. I hope that was helpful for everyone. What we've shown is how you could really improve your experience, personalize on the site, make changes, and really measure if you're making any impact. I saw there was a question earlier on, okay, what kind of segments can you bring in? You could really bring in any type of segments, but the real power is when you use the data, your first-party data that you already have, for instance, coming out of Microsoft CI. So I want to hand it over to Marijn, who can share a bit more on those segments and how that works on that side.
Okay, thank you, Olivier. Nuno, for the demo of the Optimizely application. I think there's a lot of possibilities on personalization. Let's say introducing the tool of Optimizely into the website, and that can become even more powerful, combining this tool with your first-party data that you leverage through a customer data platform like Dynamics 365 Customer Insights data. So most of you in this webinar here have already seen me, and I think also the introduction of InTouch 365. We help organizations bringing their customer data strategy alive by implementing Microsoft data science and customer experience technology, and the most important instruments for that are Microsoft's customer data platform, Dynamics 365 Customer Insights data, Microsoft's machine learning applications like today are hosted in Microsoft Fabric, customer analytics via Power BI that is also hosted via Fabric, and customer actions through which Customer Insights Journey is a very important application. What we see nowadays is that organizations more and more are able to collect data. They activate different channels to be in contact with their customers, and as they activate different channels, they also often choose for different applications behind these channels to serve processes in these channels. On the one hand, that generates more and more customer data, but on the other hand, activating a diversity of channel also causes the data to become more fragmented, what makes it even harder to understand your customer. And with the technology of Microsoft Dynamics 365 Customer Insights Data, we help organizations to bridge that gap. With the technology of Customer Insights Data, we connect to different sources, different channels, to ingest different varieties of customer data. And with the technology in the platform, we unify the data, building up to holistic and 360-degree customer profiles, which I will be showing you later on in this demo. And this way, we aim to help every organization to unify, to enrich, and to understand their fragmented customer data sources. And we help them to deliver customer profiles that our customers can use for activation and personalized experience in real time through every channel. Most important instruments for that are Customer Insights Data and Customer Insights Journeys, two applications that today come in the same license. Customer Insights Data as a CDP, as a customer data platform, and Customer Insights Journeys for journey orchestration via email, via SMS, via maybe WhatsApp, or maybe via in-app notifications in case your organization is hosting an app for your customers. Next to that, we also facilitate Microsoft Fabric to facilitate the integrations that are needed to load and to consume data, but let's not dive into that to not make it too complex. What is Customer Insights Data? Customer Insights Data is a customer data platform of Microsoft, and as I said, it helps organizations to unify their fragmented data sources, no matter where these data sources originate from, to load these customer data into the customer data platform, maybe enriching it with external data sets that you purchase elsewhere. Maybe some of you are familiar to Experian, that poses, let's say, demographic characteristics of geographic postcode areas to get to know about your customers, what the customers didn't tell about themselves to you. Unifying data, building profiles, and building audiences out of these profiles that we exchange with a variety of channels to activate these customers in these different channels. That can be the Marketing Cloud of Microsoft, that can be maybe social ads and campaigns that you buy via Google, that can be other components of the Microsoft platform, and it might also be tools like SMS, WhatsApp, or let's say other engagement tools like LiveRamp. Or of course, the website personalization tool of Optimizely. And how that looks like is what I'm going to show you in the next, in the latest couple of minutes of our demo. And again, please feel free to ask me any questions during this demo. This demo continues on the story of Nuno. Nuno already introduced the fashion retailer and the website that they have, but Mozy is more than that. Behind Mozy, there's a fragmented data landscape because Mozy, of course, has a website with a web shop where consumers can buy their products, but behind their web shop, there's a larger organization combined through online channels and offline channels. There's a marketing application hosted on the Microsoft platform, Dynamics 365 Customer Insights Journeys. There's a web shop that we've just been viewing. There are physical points of sales where customers can also have transactions based on their customer cards or their customer numbers, for example, based on their memberships. There's a customer service department handling tickets, complaints, or returns. There's a mobile app that people can use to browse through the offering of Mozy Fashion. And there's a loyalty program that they run through which their customers can save points and exchange points for discounts. Different channels, different applications and so fragmented data sources, and Mozy Fashion uses Customer Insights data to unify these sources, building up towards a holistic customer profile, and it exchanges the audiences it can build out of these customer profiles with Optimizely to run website personalization based on very specific customer attributes. So let me take you to the customer data platform, Dynamics 365 Customer Insights data. And I need a refresh, I think. I hope everyone can see my screen well. And this is what I see when I enter Customer Insights data. It's a Dynamics application that to most of you will probably look familiar. As I land on my homepage, I see on the left side my navigation, and in my home screen, I see the most important elements of my application. I see that we already added data sources. I see that we unify data, and I also see that we already set up some export connections towards other platforms with which I exchange my customers and my segments. I see that I built some segments here, and I see that I built some measures, some KPIs based on this data. If I look at the data sources, I see the different data sources that Mozy Fashion here is ingesting. We see that they have a CRM database. We see that they run a loyalty program. We see that they enrich their data with Experian. We see that they run a newsletter. We see that they are ingesting contacts from the web shop, their customers, the purchases of the web shop, the complaints and tickets from their ticketing system, more information from their online shop, and also the website visits. Okay, someone else is joining. Loading this data into the customer data platform allows us to build up the customer profiles based on this variety of customer data. Let's say puzzle pieces of customer data. What I see after that I've run the unification process is that I see my customers appearing in a bit, and that these customers are built up by this variety of fragmented customer data sources. If you look at an example of Abby Moss, we see here that on the center of this screen, there's a chronologic timeline displaying her customer journey composed out of a journey touchpoints to a variety of customer channels. I see that she did some webshop purchases. She's visiting our website. She reviewed some of our products. She's following our newsletter. And I also see some measures here on the right side, some calculations that we can run. I see that she has a lot of loyalty points. For example, if she would reach a loyalty point number of 2,000, maybe that makes her eligible for a discount or a special offer. I see she is spending 1,000 euros online and 1,300 euros physically in our physical shops. Every single customer attribute that we added to this profile can be used to build our segments. So if I go to segments, I see that we here build a variety of segments. Yeah, that is actually the result of the mingling of the originally fragmented customer data sources. We build segments for app users, people who are nearly eligible for special promotions. We have a segment for our high loyalty tier members. We have a segment based on interest like sustainability, and we have segments based on plus size, women's plus size fashion. This all is based on, let's say, the first party data, so the data that is not coming through the website. But where it becomes interesting is when we use the web tracking part that allows us to combine, I hope I'm right here, to combine the behavior that's here on the website with the data that we are already collecting in Customer Insights data. So this is the web shop, the website that we've just been seeing from Nuno. Behind this website, there's a lot of behavior. And what I can do from Customer Insights data is activate the web tracking script that I can generate here. I can copy it and I can paste it in this web shop, in this website. And from then on, the website will start tracking the behavior of the individual. That all starts, give me a second, as anonymous behavior. Because at the moment that someone arrives on the website, he or she didn't identify herself. That means that the website behavior from then on is anonymous. The powerful thing here is that the cookie that we're generating is the same cookie that Optimizely is also using. So we're generating a shared cookie that later on in the process will allow us to exchange the profiles that we're building up here with audiences in Optimizely. For example, if I would click here on an anonymous profile, what we see happening here is the creation of an unknown profile, but also collecting the clicks and the website visits of this individual on the website of Mozy Fashion that is using the personalization tool of Optimizely. We see that it is generating behavior here. And when I switch to the website, as I said, so far it's anonymous, but when I scroll down, I have the opportunity to subscribe myself for a rewards program, inviting me to leave an email address here. What will happen then is, based on matching with known attributes on my known customer profile in Dynamics Customer Insights data, it will help me converting the anonymous profile into a known profile that we have based on our first-party data. If it doesn't find a match, yeah, we will create a new profile. What that then means is that the unknown profile and the known profile are being combined into one holistic customer profile, combining both our first-party data, our local data, with the behavior that I, as a customer, am demonstrating on the website of Mozy Fashion. That means that we're converting it into a known profile. I think I'm no longer anonymous anymore. And what I should see here, I don't know where I lost it, is also the cookie. It's not displayed here, but it's also the cookie that my anonymous profile contained originally, yeah, allowing me to make the conversion. What we can do then, again, as I'm showing here, we see that we have the different segments. And based on these segments, we can start exchanging, the segments by combining, by setting up the integration with Optimizely. So if I now go to that, and I go to exports, I see we managed to set up a couple of exports. Here in exports, I have the opportunity to pick one out of a couple out-of-the-box connections. As you see here on my left side, I'm also setting up a connection with my Google Ads. I could choose for LinkedIn, or I could choose maybe for Snapchat also. And what it will start doing is it will give me the opportunity to select segments that I build up here to the tool of Optimizely, where I pick these segments up based on the shared cookie that we have, and where I can then, let's say, integrate my segments from Customer Insights data towards audiences in Optimizely where I then orchestrate my website journeys, making use of the website experimentation methods that I can set up in Optimizely. Guys, are you having questions so far? I will try to answer them later. I think that brings me back to the slide. What we've seen at the beginning of the demo of Nuno are the opportunities of website personalization with Optimizely, the opportunities for experimentations, and the opportunity to base these experimentations on audiences that I configure in Optimizely. And what we've seen from my side of the demo is how we use Customer Insights data as a data unification tool, ingesting customer behavior, customer transactions, demographic data of our customers, originating from a variety of sources into one platform, where we use unification methods to build up customer profiles, and where we can build our segments based on these customer profiles that we then, on our turn, can exchange with a platform like Optimizely to run personalized campaigns on our website. We know that we have a very diverse audience today in our webinar. We use the example of a online fashion retailer. But please know that there's much more possible also outside the fashion or retail industry. And I think that Olivier can add to that.
Yes, absolutely. Of course, fashion retail is very recognizable to us all. We're all guilty of doing some online shopping, especially in Black Friday season. But really, we see a lot of success with other types of industries. So I picked these two non-profit customers of ours, Road Scholar, which is a non-profit in the education sector, and the Australian Red Cross in the charity sector. And what these two brands both had in common was, before they really started to apply personalization, they needed to really connect all their data sources. They needed to really understand the different groups of customers that they serviced or groups of visitors that they serviced online before they could really apply changes on the site. So via a CDP, Road Scholar and Australian Red Cross could do that. They could build segments more easily using the data available to them, but also gather insights. Because before you can apply personalization, you really need to already get some sort of insights to form a hypothesis, to see, hey, there's something interesting going on in this step of the customer journey. And the analytics that are available to you in a CDP can really help with that. Then Optimizely comes in or is used to apply those personalization and to measure what's working and what's not. And then, of course, that circle is complete by going back into the analytics in the CDP to doing further analysis there and to iterate on those improvements. So it's really about marginal improvements. But what you can see here at the bottom is the results can be very, very appealing with increases in conversion rate, but also, for example, average order value, which of course is more donation size in the case of Australian Red Cross. So we'd love to show further, I know you're all from different industries, to show what this could look like really on your website. So that's a possibility we have. We can show how do the Optimizely tools work on your website, whether that's a headless website or not. So we can actually show how easy it can be to make those changes, to build those audiences, and to personalize for very attractive outcomes. So I think that's from our side the content we want to share. Marijn, want to open the floor to questions?
Thank you, Olivier. Hey guys, we finished right on time, so we have like 10 minutes left to answer any questions you might have. I see there were some questions posed during our demo. I also see they are also already answered by Nuno. Jelmer posted a question into our chat here. When the CID and CIJ strategy is to segment in CIJ, does segmenting not CID itself, then CIJ, can CIJ then segments be used by Optimizely to run personalization? No, the answer is no. So you will need to build up your segments in Customer Insights data to bring them to Optimizely. Yeah. Any other questions so far?
Or if anyone dares to go off mute and ask the question, you're more than welcome to. I know it's scary.
Yeah.
Marijn, you explained that after segmenting in Customer Insights, you can transfer these segments to Optimizely. How does it work from there? So basically, I have been, for example, in your demo, I've been a customer at your point of sale channel. Based on that, I'm segmented in a specific segment, and later on, I'll visit the website, which is hosted by Optimizely. How does it work from there? So how do I get recognized, and how do the segments work for me?
Yeah, I'll try to answer that by, I think, a little bit of a rehearse of what I've been showing. I also see that Nuno is now sharing his camera again, and I think he can also answer a part of the question. Let me try to answer the first part of that question. So the recognition of the known customer starts here. We have the web tracking script that we can copy and that we can bring to your website. As I said, that will start generating anonymous profiles. And the anonymous profiles share the same cookie between Optimizely and the customer data platform. So that is a point to recognize. Someone is always anonymous until he's converted. And what I can see here is that I can pick any any table that I want to use in Customer Insights data, because it contains an attribute like phone number, client number, email address, I don't know, maybe IBAN, that allows us to recognize him. And what happens is this script contains a function. That function grabs that key as soon as he enters something. So for example, if I would enter my email address here, look, I leave my email address. It could have been my phone number. It could have been my customer number. And it helps me to match the both worlds. It will put me indeed into segments. These segments are exchanged with Optimizely. Optimizely is only able to recognize these people that contain the shared cookie that we have. And from there on, I think it's Nuno who will answer my question. Or the rest of your question, sorry.
Yeah, from this point on, these segments would pop up within Optimizely as an option for you to add them to your campaigns, the personalization campaigns, so you can define exactly which segments those are and add them. So this was the parts I can even share here. My screen.
I think we skipped it a bit too quickly in the demo. Maybe it's good to come back to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would be able to see those audiences pop up here, and then you can use them directly within your campaigns. The example that Marijn gave was one of the examples was interested women's plus size fashion. So I'll be able to come here into my optimizations, grab here one of these campaigns, create a new experience, and then grab from here one of those audiences with all the visitors within that particular segment. If we speak about the one that we were just talking was actually the first one. You can see here, and I can create immediately a new experiment with all of those users within that segment.
Does our story answer your question, Casper?
Yeah. So basically, on your past data, that's all done in Customer Insights, and the behavior that it will bring to you is done in Optimizely, if I understand correctly.
Yeah, so the segmentation based on my specific customer behavior happens in Customer Insights data.
Yeah.
That puts me in an audience based on my customer value, based on certain interests that I showed, based on a certain activity I had, or based on a certain activity I did not have. That puts me into segments in Customer Insights data. And if I've ever identified myself also online through that specific tracking, yeah, we are able to exchange the profile with Optimizely, where you then, yeah, where I then land up in an audience, and where then the rest of this story happens with the experiments.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's, I think, yeah, kind of crucial that you become strong, or that you become smart in, yeah, let's say tempting or inviting your website visitors to leave only one puzzle piece of information, being it a customer number, a phone number, an email address, because that's crucial for us to make the match with Customer Insights data.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Any other questions, people? No? Okay. Just a second. Hey, then we would just, I think, like to thank you all for your participants. I've seen a very high participation during our webinar. A lot of people logged in, so that's very good to see. Look, we've given you a generic demo. As Olivier also said, there are lots of more industry-specific cases with Optimizely. I know there are people here represented from the financial industry also. We are just inviting you, should you have an interest in a one-on-one demo with you, so we can tailor the demo a bit more down to your own specifications or your own industry. And Olivier, Nuno, and I would be very happy to provide you with a more personalized demo. For now on, I would like to thank you all, and I'll stay in this meeting in case anyone decides to leave a question. Hey, and yeah, I see that there's one question come in. Someone is asking, how do I enable web tracking and personalization in CI data? Yeah, please come back to me, because I can help you with that. It needs a special request to do so. Yeah, as I said, feel free to ask to stay and to ask a question. I'll wait the latest 2 minutes before I close down the webinar also. Thank you for participating, and we'll share the recording afterwards. Ciao, and have a nice day.